Hold on. Did you know that in MASH 1972, Donald Sutherland performed a scene that was so unexpectedly daring, even the director didn't believe it would make it to the final cut? And here's something crazy. There's a hidden improvisation in almost every major scene that changed the movie forever. Can you spot which part? Comment below if you've noticed it. And trust me, what I'm about to reveal about the real-life inspirations behind the characters will blow your mind. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more shocking behind-the-scenes secrets you won't hear anywhere else. Fact number 1. Donald Sutherland's audition trick. Did you know that Donald Sutherland almost didn't get his iconic role in MASH 1972? During his audition, he performed a bold improvisation that wasn't in the script, shocking the director. He added his own sarcastic and irreverent spin, perfectly capturing the essence of Hawkeye Pierce. The director immediately realized this unscripted moment could define the tone of the movie, blending dark comedy with wartime chaos. This daring choice set the standard for other actors to experiment, and many of Sutherland's improvised lines eventually made it into the final cut. It's a prime example of how a bold performance can change a film's destiny. Fact number 2. Hidden improvisations in every scene. Almost every scene in MASH 1972 contains hidden improvisations that most viewers never notice. Actors like Sally Kellerman, Tom Skerritt, and Donald Sutherland were encouraged to experiment with dialogue, adding natural humor and unexpected moments. The sarcastic banter between characters was often unscripted, giving the film a genuine sense of spontaneity. Even crew members were sometimes caught off guard, laughing at moments they didn't expect. These improvisations made the movie feel realistic, yet hilariously absurd, perfectly reflecting the chaos of a wartime hospital. This freedom turned MASH into a groundbreaking film, blending comedy and drama in ways that few movies dared to attempt. Fact number 3. The real-life inspirations behind the characters. The characters in MASH weren't just fictional, they were based on real military surgeons from the Korean War. Hawkeye Pierce, played by Donald Sutherland, was inspired by a real surgeon known for his irreverent attitude toward military rules. Other characters were drawn from actual doctors and nurses who balanced humor with the harsh realities of wartime hospitals. This connection to reality gave the movie authenticity while still allowing space for comedy. Many viewers are surprised that what seems like slapstick humor actually reflects true wartime experiences. This blend of fact and fiction made MASH revolutionary, showing that even the darkest situations could contain moments of humanity and levity. Fact number 4. The opening helicopter shot. The iconic helicopter opening shot of MASH 1972 wasn't just visually stunning, it was a huge technical achievement at the time. Filmmakers used real helicopters and coordinated with the actors on the ground to capture this dynamic view of the 4077th MASH unit. This opening instantly set the tone of controlled chaos, showing viewers the scale and energy of the battlefield hospital. What's even more interesting is that the shot was completely unscripted in its execution, relying heavily on improvisation from the crew. It remains one of the most memorable sequences in film history, demonstrating how technical ingenuity and creativity can enhance storytelling while immersing audiences in a wartime experience. Fact number 5. Sally Kellerman's real tears. In several emotional scenes, Sally Kellerman's tears in MASH 1972 were completely genuine. Directors encouraged the actors to tap into real emotions, rather than relying on artificial effects. This decision added depth and realism to the characters, making moments of grief or tension more powerful. For instance, her reaction in certain hospital scenes was so authentic that co-actors were visibly affected, enhancing the overall performance. This approach wasn't uncommon for comedies at the time, but it highlighted the filmmaker's commitment to blending humor with the harsh realities of war. Viewers often overlook these subtle touches, but they make MASH a uniquely human and enduring classic.
Fact number 6. The original book's influence. MASH 1972 was inspired by Richard Hooker's novel, but the filmmakers took liberties to enhance the dark humor and absurdity of war. Characters like Hawkeye Pierce and Trapper John were already in the book, but the film added improvised dialogue and visual gags that weren't written on paper. Many of these additions were created by Donald Sutherland and Elliott Gould, who brought their own personality and comic timing to the roles. This mix of source material and actor-driven improvisation gave the movie its unique voice, making it simultaneously funny, poignant, and chaotic. Without these changes, MASH might have been just another war story, instead of the cult classic it became. Fact number 7. Tom Skerritt's hidden humor. Tom Skerritt, who played Trapper John, had a subtle but unforgettable approach to humor in MASH 1972. Unlike the louder antics of Hawkeye Pierce, Skerritt relied on deadpan expressions and understated jokes that often caught audiences off guard. Many of his funniest moments were unscripted, coming directly from his improvisational skills. Crew members noted that Skerritt would often add a twist to scenes that seemed ordinary on paper, but became hilarious on camera. This combination of bold improvisation and subtlety contributed to the film's layered comedy, balancing the chaos of war with moments of relatable human behavior, making Trapper John a fan favorite. Fact number 8. Hidden set details. MASH 1972 is packed with hidden details on set that most viewers never noticed. Props, posters, and medical tools were often chosen to reflect the dark humor of the Korean War hospital. For example, one of the bulletin boards in the background contains inside jokes written by the actors themselves, including references to real-life medical pranks. These small details weren't scripted, but added authenticity and replay value to the film. Observant fans can spend hours spotting these Easter eggs, which show how the cast and crew collaborated to enrich the movie beyond the main dialogue, creating a layered visual and comedic experience. Fact number 9. The role of music. The music in MASH 1972, including the iconic "Suicide is Painless," played a crucial role in setting the tone. Interestingly, the lyrics were written by the film's director, making it the only song in cinematic history written by a filmmaker. Donald Sutherland and other actors often performed scenes with this music in mind, improvising actions to match the ironic mood. The combination of lighthearted melody and dark subject matter created a juxtaposition that amplified the film's satirical edge. Viewers may not realize that many of the comedic and emotional beats were carefully timed to this music, demonstrating how soundtracks can shape storytelling in subtle but powerful ways. Fact number 10. Improvised medical gags. Some of the funniest moments in MASH 1972 came from improvised medical gags. Donald Sutherland, Tom Skerritt, and other cast members often created their own routines with surgical tools, beds, and other props. One memorable moment involved a mock surgery scene where actors added exaggerated reactions and gestures, making the hospital chaos both hilarious and absurd. These improvised gags were never in the original script, but became iconic scenes that audiences still quote today. This approach not only showcased the actors' comic talent, but also reinforced the film's irreverent approach to the seriousness of war, blending humor with reality in a way few movies dared to attempt. Fact number 11. Elliott Gould's improvisation genius on the set of MASH. Elliott Gould, who played Trapper John, was known for his improvisational genius on the set of MASH. Many of his funniest lines weren't scripted, but came from spontaneous interactions with Donald Sutherland and other cast members. One scene where Trapper mocks military authority was completely improvised and set the tone for the character's rebellious humor. The director encouraged this freedom, understanding that the actor's creativity would add authenticity and unpredictability. These improvised moments became some of the most memorable parts of the film, showing how actor-driven creativity can transform ordinary scenes into iconic comedy sequences that continue to entertain audiences decades later. Fact number 14. Real surgical tools used. To enhance authenticity, the filmmakers of MASH 1972 used real surgical tools in certain hospital scenes. Actors like Donald Sutherland and Sally Kellerman had to handle these instruments, making their performances feel genuinely tense and realistic. The crew carefully instructed them on proper handling, but many moments of humor arose from actors improvising with the tools, creating absurd and hilarious situations. These props weren't just for show. They contributed to the darkly comedic tone, highlighting the contrast between serious medical procedures and the chaotic, irreverent antics of the characters. This attention to detail helped MASH stand out as both funny and eerily realistic. Fact number 13. Hidden political satire. Beneath the comedy, MASH, 1972, contains subtle political satire about military bureaucracy and the absurdity of war. Donald Sutherland and Elliot Gould delivered lines that highlighted inefficiencies in command, often in unscripted moments. For example, sarcastic remarks about generals or ridiculous hospital orders were improvised, making the satire feel natural and biting. This mix of humor and critique allowed audiences to laugh while also reflecting on the serious realities of the Korean War. Few comedies at the time dared to mix social commentary with irreverent humor, but MASH succeeded, cementing its place as a groundbreaking film that balanced laughter with insight. Fact number 14. Costume authenticity. The wardrobe in MASH 1972 was carefully designed to reflect real Korean War uniforms, but actors like Donald Sutherland and Sally Kellerman often added personal touches and improvised props to make their characters unique. Hats, scarves, and small items were sometimes off-script but became iconic visual markers of the characters' personalities. These subtle choices enhanced the realism and humor simultaneously, giving audiences a sense that the actors were living in their roles, not just performing them. The combination of accurate uniforms and improvised flair added a layered visual storytelling that helped the movie remain both believable and endlessly entertaining.